Where's everybody? I'll wait a few more minutes. Alright, I'm going to begin. I guess everyone is out and about on a Saturday afternoon doing their gig jobs or house chores or whatever it is. So let me begin, and then y'all just play back the video later. So anyway, so what wages do you report when you're a 1099 or self-employed individual? So the rule of thumb,
turn right on Main Street East.
The rule of thumb is that if you made $600, persons will give you a 1099 at the end of the year,
turn
or
right on
beginning
Main
of the
Street
year
East.
rather. Oops, I need to turn. Shoot. So the rule of thumb is if you made over $600 or more, the company will give you a 1099. And you will get a 1099 if you make $600. And they will also report that income to the IRS.
1.1 miles. Turn left on Henry Clower Boulevard Southwest.
So say for instance you had a bunch of other little jobs. You know, you didn't really work a lot of Uber Eats, or you know, you just barely do Grubhub or whatever, and you didn't get your W-2, you didn't get your 1099. So say you made $400 doing mystery shopping or any of those small little gigs where you get $5, $6 there. You won't get a 1099 from that company. However, should you still report the little bit of money that you did make? And the answer would be yes. And it depends on your circumstances. If you are low income, meaning that you get earned income tax credit, you have to have earned income to get that refundable tax credit. So for instance, someone who's maybe worked like a half a year and you make, say, you have dependents, because you really get a greater benefit from the earned income credit when you have dependents, because someone with dependents and have, say they make about $10,000, $11,000 per year, you may get a refundable earned income tax credit of a few $1,000s. It all depends on how much that income ranges from. So you may want to report the income you've earned, although the company may not have given you a 1099 because you didn't make $600. But if you have a combination of jobs where you did make, you know, $300 there or $400 there, and it comes up to about, you know, a substantial amount of money for the earned income, then you want to ask the company if they have a 1099 to give you, or keep track of the money you earned from those companies. Even if you didn't get a 1099, because they only require to give you a 1099 if you made $600 or more. But anything less, basically you will just not get one. Now, what point is it benefiting you that you need to file a tax return? You file a tax return even if you made little money and you have any taxes taken out of withholdings. So let's give an example, because a lot of people always like to put exempt. They say they want to put exempt and no taxes are taken out. Exempt does not mean they exempt you from not paying any taxes at all and no taxes are taken out. Yes, no taxes are not taken out of your check. But the exempt status really applies to people, particularly teenagers or kids who are claimed as a dependent on their parents' return, and they have a little part-time job, and they are exempt because someone could claim them on their tax return, and that's what the W-4 is for. That they could claim exempt because someone else could claim them, and if someone else could claim them on their return,
turn left on Henry Clower Boulevard
then
Southwest.
you shouldn't have any taxes taken out of your check, because 1, you don't get the exemption. 2, you can't file yourself, because if your parents claim you still file a return as a minor, because if you got, say,
turn
$100
left on Henry Clower Boulevard Southwest.
Say for, and let me turn this off. Hold on, y'all. So if you're a minor and you have a little part-time job, your parents claim you as their dependent, and you have $100 taken out of your check or whatever amount of money taken out of your withholdings, you want to file that tax return because you're entitled to get that withholdings back, which is going to be your refund. Because 1, you don't make enough money. You're claimed as dependent. You qualify for someone to file exempt. You're the one who could file exempt, and you don't make, and you make about $2,000-3,000 a year. Something very small. You make $6,000-7,000. You'll file a tax return, but then, like I tell you, you're really claiming to get the refund back that you paid in taxes in the withholdings throughout the year. Another type of income that you may want to report, and I just say this now because Lynn, thank you. I did check my mailbox and I did get my Instacart settlement check, and it was not even $300. Man, I have to call that law firm up because they gave me a check. It was $68 and some change. So they did take out the taxes out of that little $78 they gave me. Taxes were taken out of the settlement check. Now, if you made over $600 or more, it tells you you will get a 1099 for next year's taxes. So that income for that settlement check, if you get one of those class action suit checks, they always tell you, please keep your the stub for your records, the little statement for your records. You want to keep that for your records, because even if you didn't get $600 or more and you didn't get a huge settlement from Instacart, you still want to keep that and get that little withholdings back. The more taxes you pay in the withholdings and the lower your taxes are, you want to get every little penny back in that withholdings and the taxes that you paid. So you also have to report any type of settlement checks you receive. So if you are in an accident, and these law firm commercials, they gave me a little check, they give me a big check, you have to report that income to settlements. And these settlements, you got to report. So if you got a big settlement check, you got to report that as well as income for next year if you got that settlement check this year. So whatever you get this year, just remember you're going to have to report that for taxes for next year. So don't Don't just think you got that check, that big huge check from a settlement that you're not supposed to report it. Yes, you will be reporting it. You know, so unfortunately, that's the rule of thumb. And just like I mentioned in the previous video, which I don't understand why my videos are not loading, but I'll check it again. You have to also report your cash tips. Your cash tips are also income you want to report. So let's summarize, because ain't nobody on here and I'm going to end the video. So you want to report your class action settlement checks. You want to also claim any income that you've earned, whether it be in cash. You want to report that taxes, because remember, you may qualify for the earned income tax credit if you're low income. So especially if you have dependents. And the earned income credit, which is a refundable credit. Now I'll talk about the earned income credit in another video, because a lot of times, a lot of people, especially those who are on Section 8 housing, welfare, they have the new tax law changes is requiring that if you're getting welfare, or what they used to call welfare, Section 8 food stamps, you're now required to be on some kind of job training program, and they're not letting people go for the ride of getting free housing or Section 8 housing, food stamps, and government assistance. They're not required that you go back. You have to go to work. You have to work. So for all those people who want to be welfare queens and thinking you're going to sit on Section 8 housing for years and years, they're not requiring a whole lot of stipulations for you to even continue to get Section 8 housing. And food stamps, if they could regulate food stamps the way they're doing it now, and that's just for getting food, they're requiring that you have to go to some work program and look for a job, because they're not trying to pay people to forever stay on food stamps and Section 8 housing and government assistance. It's supposed to be assistance, temporary, not for your long-term use. You know, I understand some people go through struggles at times, and sometimes things may be a little bit hard, and you need to go on that type of assistance temporarily, not forever, not for 5, 6, 7, 8 generational welfare recipients. That's not what it's for. And people are sick of the waste. The government don't have money to keep supporting those type of programs, and the way how it's being abused, that's part of the new tax law changes, because actually they called it tax and job tax changes. It's relating to the jobs, and it's relating to the tax law changes in regards to single businesses, small business. So there's a lot that's been changed, and the changes were also affecting not just the earned income credit, but the child tax credit, the additional tax credit. All of those things in the tax law changes for this year has been changed. It's been changed. So for now, if you're getting those credits, child tax credit, earned income credit, additional tax credit, and those refundable credits were like $1,000 per child. A lot of people get a big refund, and they target people with those type of credits because it's not withholdings or taxes that you overpaid, and it's not your money. I hate when people used to call up and they all angry. They didn't work not a near time in their life, but they go and work at these fast food places just enough to get, they get these jobs working at these fast food places, and they work maybe about 3 months, 4 months out of the year just to get enough money to turn around and file a tax return. Hey, Jameson. They turn around just enough to file a tax return to get that earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and their refund is like $6,000 plus. And that's not taxes they paid in withholdings. Those are tax refundable credits. It's like almost like it's like a welfare check when they get these checks, when they get their refund. So when they go to Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, and all these other places getting a loan, they getting $6,000 plus, but then they go to some place and they get $4,000, and the company or the tax preparer takes $800, $900, or $1,000 plus out of that refund and keeps the money. But people are so, they so glad to get a $4,000 check that they don't realize they're getting a loan. So when people are working, and I hate when people used to do this and say this, oh, I'm getting paid under the table. What the fuck is under the table? I know what it means. What the hell is working under the table? And why the hell would I want to work under the table? Don't you know that you get in trouble going to jail, and the person who paying you under the table also goes to jail? And not even jail, it's prison. Paying people under the table because you have a tax obligation to pay your taxes. So these people who are saying, oh, I'm just getting my cash under the table, and all that money you making under the table doesn't even go towards your Social Security. So when you get 60, 70 years old, then you say, I ain't got no money, you didn't work because you was working under the table. You been making money under the table, and yeah, you may be, you may use that little bit of money to pay your basic little bills or whatever, but working under the table, it does not do you any good. It don't do you no good. And then it gets you in trouble, because when you go ahead and try to file a tax return and you put in just to get a big tax return refund, that's why they implemented the program where anyone who's getting that earned income tax credit and they have dependent children, that's why they scrutinizing and holding on to those returns, because they saying, you know what, we're not gonna just keep giving out these credits and all this big huge refunds every year. And if you don't think that the IRS knows that you're getting paid in a certain different kind of way, they know. All they gotta do is they say, okay, how are you able to pay your living expenses? When they ask you about your living expenses, they ask for basic stuff. And you made one income, and you report, say, oh, I made $10,000 a whole year. But you getting this huge refund with dependents, they ask for proof. Don't you know that these government agencies are all linked? When you get food stamps, when you get housing assistance, when you get any type of help, don't you know that they could check the IRS systems? The IRS systems could check the Department of Welfare Services. Don't you know that they all interlink those systems and know what you're getting? You know what you're getting. So it doesn't make any sense to finagle the system, because it's only going to hurt. The tax system. Yeah, we may gripe about, oh, the rich and the rich, they don't pay no taxes. The poor people pay taxes. No, poor people don't pay no taxes. So stop saying poor people pay tax. Poor people don't pay no taxes. If you're getting government assistance and all these kind of assistance, if anything, you're getting paid by the government with all these tax credits and free money, basically. And let's think about the wealthy. Yeah, you pay a little bit of taxes here and there. You getting over too. But at the same time, you have it where you have lobbyists to help big companies and big enterprises. I was just reading something yesterday or last night, how they were saying, what was it? Was it Instacart? It was one of them. How they weren't paying any taxes at all. I think it was Instacart. It might have been Instacart, but it could have been Uber. It's all of them. They don't pay corporate income tax. They didn't pay no corporate income taxes. So they in the loop too. So the only people who's really paying taxes is the middle income. Middle income. They're the only one. All right, who's on here now? So anyway, settlement checks, cash, all those things you need to report. You may not get a 1099 if you make under $600. The 1099, if you don't make $600 or more, you're not going to get one in the mail. But you still need to report what you've made, because like I told y'all, you're still going to pay into your Social Security with all the money you've made. You still may qualify for earned income credit. And for now, while they're still paying or giving out the earned income credit, you may still want to file just to see what you'll get. It may not be a lot, but it depends. But that's another topic altogether. Alright, so let me go into this quick trip, because I was supposed to go to Domino's training and I was 2 minutes late, and goddamn it, when I got there, they sure meant to say they're going to close the doors, and that's what they did, close the doors. So I ain't going to worry about it. Either I'll come back next Saturday, and start all over again. But it was not no 3 hours either. It was 5 hours. When I looked on the door, it said 12 to 5. I was like, that was ridiculous. What is it that you need to do in 5 hours for a delivery driver for delivering pizzas? It is not that serious. Oh yeah, we're going to go over different policies, I understand. Answering the phone. But other than that, I don't know. Anywho, I'll just talk to y'all later. Nobody came on live stream today.